Hello, boys and girls. This week in art, we are going to make a paper sculpture, kind of like a roller coaster. So we are going to learn how to fold and bend paper and make it stand up on its own. All you need are scissors, glue, and paper. If you do not have different color pieces of paper, you can always color in paper with marker or paint and cut into strips. To start, we're going to need a base for our paper to stand on. I'm using a black piece of paper, but that's okay. If you don't have a black piece of paper, you're welcome to use any kind of paper that you want. Then you are going to take some scissors and cut some long pieces of paper. I'm using the primary colors to make my long paper strips. I'm starting with red, and I'm cutting 2 pieces of red paper. Again, if you don't have red paper, you can color your paper with a marker or paint some paper with some paints, and then you can cut your paper in long strips once it's dry. Now I'm using blue, and I'm getting 2 blue strips, cutting all the way from the bottom of the paper to the top, making sure I'm being very safe with my scissors and cutting away from myself. Last, I'm going to get my yellow paper, and I'm going to cut 2 long strips of yellow paper. And there we have the primary colors, and we're going to connect the secondary colors to the primary colors later. Now that I have my long strips of paper, I can start forming them into a sculpture. So you're going to fold your paper in half, just bend it, don't actually make a fold. And then the 2 ends, you're going to bend backwards to make a little foot on your paper. And those feet are going to allow your little sculpture to stand up. It almost looks like he's going for a walk. And it's going to make him stand up, and it's going to allow that paper to become 3-dimensional. Just a dot, not a lot, on the bottoms of the feet. And I like holding it for 10 seconds to make sure that it stays nicely where I place it. On the other little foot bottom, just a dot, not a lot. And I'm going to place that down kind of near the first foot that I placed down. That way it has a big, long archway that I can walk through or put my hand through. And that is how we make a 3-dimensional sculpture. I'm going to take my next piece of paper. I'm going to fold the foot. You can fold it in or you can fold it out. Last time I folded the paper outwards, and this time I folded it inwards. Either way works. As long as you are creating a little foot on your paper. I'm going to put my paper over to this side this time. And this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to twist it around and back up and make a little loop so that it has a little loop-de-loop to it, kind of like a roller coaster. Count to 10, hold tightly so that that roller coaster doesn't come undone, and now you have a little loop-de-loop on your paper sculpture. I'm going to start with my yellow strip of paper, fold the 2 ends in or out. Just a dot of glue, not a lot of glue. Count to 10. Press, press, press. And then put another dot of glue on the other foot. Turn it around to make a big loop. Press, press, press. Sometimes it wants to come up, but you just keep pressing, and there we have a long loop-de-loop. My next yellow piece, fold the feet in, put on a dot of glue and not a lot of glue. Press, 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 10 seconds. And I'm going to twist this one. Just a dot of glue. I'm going to place it over. Oh, I need to count to 10 again because it came up, and that's okay. Sometimes that happens. Just press down and hold. And there we go. Now it stays on. And last, I'm going to put on my blue strips of paper. Fold in the foot, both sides, both feet. Just a dot, not a lot of glue. Loop it around, make an arch. Press, press, press. And my last blue piece of paper. Just a dot, not a lot. Just a dot, not a lot. And I'm going to turn it around and press on one side, and it's this piece is going to go over the yellow piece of paper and make it look like the yellow is going through the blue. And we have the beginning of our sculpture. Now I'm going to show you how to do a tricky one. So like an accordion. You can see here I have 2 accordions already on my sculpture. So what we do is we bend the paper forward, and then see how it looks like a tongue sticking out? That tongue is going to go backwards. So then I'm going to keep my paper there, and I'm going to take that back piece and I'm going to bend it again forward. So it becomes his tongue again. And then I'm going to bend his tongue backwards so it's behind him like a tail. And I'm going to take that tail one more time and bend it forwards so it becomes his tongue. So that when you open it, it's an accordion. And it almost looks like stairs. Now I'm going to add some green, purple, and orange pieces, and these pieces are going to connect the colors together. So red and blue make purple, yellow and red make orange, and blue and yellow make green. So each of these pieces are going to connect the primary colors together. So I'm taking the secondary color strips of paper and I'm cutting them out, adding the little feet, and gluing them and attaching them to the strips of primary color paper. And there you have it, boys and girls. We made a paper roller coaster sculpture that is 3-dimensional. We took strips of paper, we took primary colors, and we attached them with feet to make an arch or a loop-de-loop. And then on top of that, we took the secondary colors and placed them on top of the loop-de-loops of the primary colors. I can't wait to see these projects. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much, boys and girls, and we'll see you next time.